I've got 4 different strains growing side by side, and one of them's really starting to stand out amongst the bunch. Here I have a whole bunch of different things. First one up, we'll just go one by one. Bubble Gaz by Ican Seeds. So shout out to Matt, Ican THC. Some of you might remember that I grew this Hulk's Breakfast. And that one was super vigorous, and that's what I'm seeing this time around here. This one seems to be more vigorous than the other ones. I think they're all pretty much around the same day, which is day 23 since sprout. And I think this one might be a day 24 since sprout. So we're within a day or so difference between these ones. But this one is looking great. It's growing very vigorously so far, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Next one up right next to it, classic Blueberry F5 by DJ Short. Some people might hear this and it'll warp them back to the 90s. This was very popular back then. A lot of people know this from its name, Blueberry, and how the taste really came out back then. So I'm excited to get my hands on it from the original source, DJ Short, and hopefully this pheno has some of that blueberry flavor. I know not everyone does, at least that's what I'm hearing, but we'll see what happens from there. Next one up after that, let's see what we got. Another classic, Skunk #1. So this has been used across so many of the strains that we have today. Absolute classic. I grew this back in 2010 when I first started growing. My buddy actually gave me a cut. He was growing them out since 2006, 2007, I believe. And then he was mentoring me for a couple years. And then I started growing on my own in 2010. And Skunk #1, one of his cuts, is what I grew back then. And I miss it. I miss that flavor. Hoping I get that from here. That one's by Dutch Passion. And so there are so many different skunk variations out there. Dutch Passion was one of the ones that I kind of narrowed down to choose just due to its history. It's been around, one of the longer one that's been around. So we'll see what comes of that. The last one up there in the corners, Icarus Wingz by Prism Labs. And Prism Labs is one of those names that kind of fell off the radar quite a bit. Chris Cronick, formerly of North Genetics, he split off and went his own way, started Prism Labs. He initially, years ago, he sent me a bunch of crosses, and Icarus Wingz was one of them. Curb Stomper, there's ISO 8, the list goes on. There was a couple of different ones that he had sent me. I've grown out over the years. Icarus Wingz I have grown out before. Loved what I got from a result from it, so figured I'd grow it out again. Now these are being grown a little bit differently than you may have seen some of my other plants grown. Now first off, where's the reused soil? I've been reusing the same soil over and over again for 8 runs. This time I'm not using that. I'm actually taking a little break. I actually got a soil test on that. And if you haven't seen my recent Garden Talk episode with Tad Hussey and Brendan Hudson, they go over the soil test result. It was very high in chloride and it was very high in nitrates as well. So I actually had to do a flush. And at the time of filming here, I'm in the process of doing the flush of all the containers, and then I'll go in at a reduced dose of Stash Base, and then I'll continue on with reusing that soil. But yeah, I was initially going to put these into those containers, but then I got the soil test results back and I was like, can't do that just yet. These ones need to be transplanted. Let's go ahead and put them in 5-gallon containers, and they're in bioflower soil. So bioflower soil is something I've transitioned over to from Foxfire Motion Forest soil, and I've just been loving it. The amount of aeration that's in there, it comes with some nutrition to begin. Plants seem to just thrive right off the bat. I have them on the Tray to Grow auto watering system, and this thing is fantastic. Some of you might be wondering, hey, you're using a plastic container. I thought fabric containers were the only things you can use with the Tray to Grows. Well, I rigged it up a little bit. On the bottom of each one of these containers, I've got shoestrings that I tied in there to make sure that they come in contact with the mat of the Tray to Grow, and the wick system will come in and it'll bring the water up, or nutrient solution. Right now it's just plain water because there's nutrients already in the medium. So it's just plain water coming up into that medium, and it's keeping it at the perfect moisture level. And I'm monitoring the moisture level by these right here, the EcoWit moisture sensors. And let me just bust out the app real quick and I'll tell you exactly what is showing for percentage. And for bioflower, it's typically a little bit higher than what it was for Foxfire Motion Forest soil. Foxfire Motion Forest soil would often be around 25-ish, upwards of 30%. And when I was getting up to that 30% moisture level, the plants started showing signs of overwatering symptoms. Now with this bioflower soil, it's a lot more cocoa heavy, a lot more airier, and actually you can hold on to more moisture. So looking at this right now, I've got the Icarus Wingz. This is at 52%. We've got the Bubble Gaz at 48%. Blueberry F5, that's at 40%. And then where's the last one? Skunk number 1, 46%. So definitely a lot higher than what I was running with Fox Farm Ocean Forest soil. And these numbers might be alarming to you. And they were kind of alarming to me when I first planted into them and put the moisture meter in there. I was like, whoa, upwards of 50% moisture. Is this right? Are my plants gonna struggle? And the plants look great. They thrive in this. So it makes things a lot easier at being on a wick system, being able to monitor the moisture level. And yeah, it's somewhat hands-off. No more hand watering, at least for these plants. Let's talk about lighting next. So I'm running the Evo 3s again this time around, and I did adjust the heights and dimmed it down a little bit for filming. It's a lot easier to have them dimmed down and get more of a clear picture in that case. But running about 500 to 600 ppfd now at the top of the canopy here. And then I also have a pepper plant over there. Some of you might have seen that. That is shishito peppers. So I took a break from the jalapenos. I had so many jalapenos. I had some sweet peppers I was growing before, and some bullnose peppers, which is kind of looks like a bell pepper. Now I'm going after the shishito peppers. I can eat a lot more of those, so I figured I'd try growing them out. Really love shishito peppers. And so I'm gonna grow out them in the hydro bucket there, hydroponically. And we'll see what I can get for yield there. So if anybody's interested in peppers, me growing peppers, stick around on the channel and you'll see me showing this off from time to time. But the lighting I have dialed in at 18/6 light cycle, 18 hours lights on, 6 hours of complete darkness. So we're in the veg phase. I'll probably continue to be on the veg phase for several weeks here. I want these plants to grow up and probably be, I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet tall or something like that, and pretty wide, you know, 1.5 feet wide or something like that. I'll spread these plants out. I want to fill up this grow space for the most part. I don't really need to go wall to wall in this grow space, but I do plan to grow smaller size plants, in my opinion, around 2.5, maybe upwards of 3 feet tall. Now, some are going to stretch more than others, so we'll just see what happens here. But I don't like to grow massive plants. I don't need to. Me being a small home grower, this just growing medium or smaller plants is enough yield for myself. So that's lighting. Let's talk about environment next. So temperature has been around 78 degrees Fahrenheit, upwards of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's roughly what I run regardless of whether we're in veg or in flower. Although in flower, I do like to drop the temperature towards the end of flowering. For humidity or VPD, it's been locked in at about 1.0 kPa in the veg stage. That's exactly where I like it. I've got the humidifier in here. This is the T5 by AC Infinity. Oscillating fans, and I already mentioned the lighting by AC Infinity, and I think it's a good time to give a shout out to AC Infinity. Thank you so much for sponsoring this channel, sponsoring this video, and to hook up my viewers with a discount code. You can use code MrGrowAt15. That works on both the website as well as Amazon, and I'll link all of the equipment that I'm showing in this episode. It'll be linked down in the description section below so you can easily get to it. Okay, so these plants are in 5-gallon containers like I mentioned earlier, and the nutrition is going to have to be a little bit different than what it usually is. Usually I'm using Stash Base in the veg stage, and then I'm switching over to Stash Bloom in the flower stage. I'm going to actually grow synganically this time around. They're in this, well, somewhat smaller containers. There's a lot of controversy what's considered small containers versus large containers when you're growing with organic inputs. 5-gallon is generally seen as a smaller container. Not saying that you can't be successful in this size container growing with all natural inputs, but it can be a little bit more challenging growing in small containers with organic inputs. But I do want to keep them in the 5 gallons for the remaining part of the grow cycle. I'm gonna add in some Stash Base towards the end of flowering, just a little bit, maybe like a 1/4 cup per plant. And then when I go into flower, I'll do Stash Bloom at a reduced rate as well. But growing synganically, I'm gonna add in some synthetic inputs as well. I'm gonna go with Athena Blended, and we're gonna see how that does. A lot of people have a lot of success growing synganically. This is something that I've shown on my channel quite a few times in the past, but it's been somewhat buried in content. And so I wanna really bring it to light. That's, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I like to grow a whole bunch of different styles on this channel. You see some plants are growing organically, some are growing synthetically, some are growing synganically where there's a combination. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and stick around because we've got a lot of fun things like that on this channel coming up as well. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a different challenge this time around in the different size containers than what I usually run, different nutrients, a little bit different nutrients than I usually run. And we're just gonna go with it, see how things are gonna turn out. out. I've got a lot of things upcoming on this channel. I've got more plants that I'm planting. Only 4 plants here. I've got a couple of breeding projects that you guys saw, and I've got some new genetics that I am popping in. So click the QR code right here and subscribe to my email list. That's where I announce special releases that happen, and they only get announced through that email list, not on social media. So make sure you're on that list. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this time around, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.